This week I'm driving the 2021 Ford F-150 Powerboost, aka the hybrid model.
Under the hood of this F-150, we can find the new 3.5-liter Powerboost full hybrid V6 engine, good for 430 horsepower and 570 foot-pounds of torque. You can tow up to 12,700 pounds and a maximum payload of 2,120 pounds.
All right, on the road with the new generation of F-150, and this one's a Powerboost. You know, I'm pretty surprised this week. This F-150 is really comfortable on the road, and there's no air suspension and some funky stuff. You know, super comfortable, good seats and all that. I'm pretty impressed with the ride so far. But one thing, you know, when I was pushing the limits of this F-150 handling wise, it was kind of soft. You know, I know this one's a Lariat, but still it's got the FX4 package, the off-road package and all that. I think a lot of improvement on the comfort, but some sacrifice on the handling if I compare this you know, generation to the previous one. But you know, super good on the road, easy to really drive. Steering wheel is super smooth. You feel more and more behind the wheel of a car than a truck. You know, design wise, usually Ford always bring, you know, their top game. I think for this generation, you know, they've been putting a lot of effort in their new powertrains and also inside of the cabin. That's one thing I really saw inside of these new F-150. Speaking of the interior, amazing interior inside, really comfortable once again. I like that steering wheel, I love that screen, I love those clusters in front of you. Really clear, really easy to use. All the buttons are at the right place. You know, there's no buttons near your knees like before. Even your brake controller, also your knob to change your 4x4 and all that. You still have a lot of buttons to use your cameras. You got buttons also to put your climate seats, heated seats and all that. You know, every buttons are at the right place. Sometimes, you know, when you're inside of a Ram, you have to search for your heated seats on the screen. I hate that. Here we've got the right buttons at the right place. Really good screen. We've got the latest generation of sync infotainment on this. You got also an eco screen. It's going to show you your acceleration, deceleration, and also your speed to help you maximize the way you're going to drive your hybrid. Also, I'm going to show you what you can do with this shifter. One cool feature inside of this F-150 is the shifter. So we don't have a funky knob like the Ram or the old school shifter like in the GM. We still have the good looking, the one I really prefer, the shifter here right in the metal console. But you don't have to do the big sacrifice of the space and all that. Ford have think about something pretty clever. You just have to press on this button right here. So it's gonna lower down just like that. So while you're parked, obviously, you can use this table here. So you can put your laptop, your lunch, contracts, sign something, super practical. Also here you've got an outlet to plug it in your laptop on 120 volt. So super practical, you know, when you work with your truck, those little things makes the difference when you are always inside of your cabin. One thing missing inside of this truck, it's a Lariat and it's a pretty expensive and well-equipped truck. There's no wireless charging. That was a big down point for me this week, but I'm sure when you step up to the Limited, King Ranch and Platinum, you've got the wireless charging. One thing I don't like about the exterior design is really those mirrors. They're really tiny. It will be really tough to use them if you have a big trailer in the back. I know probably you got also the towing mirrors, but you know, from my point of view, you can have like a good looking mirrors, and if you don't tow all the time, you don't need those really big and ugly mirrors. but these ones are way too small, and I think these mirrors are a big mistake, especially for, you know, workers, truck users. So driving the Powerboost model, you've got tons of torque, you've got a really good acceleration. You can do pretty much the same acceleration as fast as a Raptor. So it's in between, you know, 5.3, 5.4 seconds, 0 to 100. That's pretty quick, and this is due to the instant torque the hybrid powertrain is gonna deliver to the Powerboost model. So it's pretty fun to drive. But this week, once again, I think the tuning of this powertrain is not there yet. I experienced some bug between, you know, the gasoline engine, the electrical one, the transmission. Sometimes it works pretty well. Sometimes it seems like one of the engine is not really there. Sometimes it's kind of jerky. I think it needs some improvement on the fine tuning of those components working all together. That's my point of view. It's, if you're not really technical like me, if you don't really feel if your engine does this or does that, or your transmission is acting weird, or you don't really feel when the electrical and gasoline works together, or which one's gonna be, you won't notice these little details. But for me, it's really important, and it needs some fine tuning to be, you know, perfect, you know, or just being normal, just like a gasoline engine all by itself. But otherwise, you know, a lot of power, it's fun to drive. On the fuel economy side, this week I was averaging 11.5 liters per 100 kilometers. You know, I'm not really impressed. I thought this hybrid powertrain can really compete against the diesel. And, you know, I was not able to reach, you know, those diesel numbers. And I was driving really eco-friendly, trying to maximize my time on the electrical mode and really try to regain that power and all that. I think the Powerboost will perform well if you drive a lot in the city, a lot in the traffic. If you're a little bit like me, doing a little bit of the city, but most of the time on the highway, country roads and all that, you won't beat the numbers of a diesel 1500 you'll find at GM or Ram, that's for sure. And speaking of hybrid model, you have to get used to drive one. You have to drive it carefully, eco-friendly, so you have to really do like smooth acceleration and also smooth deceleration, and also always watch your speed. That's why we have this little screen on the screen here to help you improve your driving skill. All right, price wise, this model I'm driving this week, it's close to 85,000 Canadian. Yes, it's pretty expensive. A lot of you guys are gonna be like, whoa, this is only a Lariat. Wait a minute, you know, this truck is super well equipped. It's too well equipped, I could say. You can easily get yourself a King Ranch or a Platinum for the same price, pretty much the same equipment and all that, and more equipment also. You know, at 85,000, not having a wireless charging place to put your phone, it's not acceptable. But it's just the way this truck has been, you know, ordered from the factory. From my point of view, it's just it makes no sense to put all those options on the Lariat. You're way better to go with a higher trim level than over-equip a lower trim level like this one. So, you know, you can get a pretty nice Powerboost Lariat for a little bit less. But again, you know, for me, this is kind of like a mistake while ordering your truck. Putting all those options on the Lariat makes no sense. So overall, you know, the new F-150s, you know, you can have like tons of different powertrain. If the Powerboost is not your cup of tea, a little bit like me this week, you can still have the small EcoBoost, the big EcoBoost, the V8 Coyote, the upcoming Lightning fully electric. You can still also get the diesel model, the small power stroke engine. So plenty of choice powertrain wise. But overall, I think Ford is back to the #1 place. You know, style-wise, interior-wise, powertrain-wise, all this technology. I think Ford is really back in that #1 spot. I think at Ram, there's a few things missing. At GM, they need to bring a new interior. So I think, you know, Ford is really back to that #1 spot. Last year of the last generation, it was not able to compete against the competition, especially with the interior and all that, the quality of the cameras and all that. You know, Ford really stepped up their game, especially interior-wise. So that's why I think Ford is back at #1 for the pickup truck with the 1500. So let me know in the comments, do you think the Powerboost, it's worth it? Or the diesel is still #1 for fuel economy, or the Powerboost is a little bit better because it gives less emission in the air and it's more eco-friendly? Let me know in the comments. And also, which 1500 half-ton is #1? Is it Ford? Is it Ram? Is it GM? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my video, and we're gonna see each other on the next review.